everyone, do you want to understand your own reality? Let's talk about the dimensions from 1D up through to 5D today on Earth 1111. Of course, the fifth dimension has been getting a lot of attention lately as we usher in a new paradigm of unity, heart, love on Earth. It's happening right now. You don't have to believe it, you're going to be experiencing it. Hey, I'm Roxanne. I talk about everything from awakening, ascension, soul embodiment. So if you're interested in those subjects, please subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified when I make new videos. And please write in the comments, I can do it. If you can watch the entire video, that will change how you see your life. We can think of dimensions as perceptions, as systems. So all of our cells together makes a system, our body. All the humans together and all the beings on Earth, we are the cells of the bigger body, the planet Earth. And it goes on and on and on. The Earth, along with other planets, makes up the solar system. The solar system, our star, along with all other stars in our galaxy, creates a galaxy. The galaxy, along with other galaxies, creates a universe. It goes on and on. It doesn't stop at the level of universe. It keeps on going. The universe is expanding to the macrocosmic level, like I talked about, and contracting to the microcosm. So this as well, we can go deeper into our cells, deeper into our atoms, and we can see the same thing at a microcosm level. We are not physical beings walking around outside of our reality. Our reality is a system in a bigger system, in a bigger system, in a bigger system, to infinity. So when we talk about the dimensions, so I'll start at dimension 1 and go up to the fifth dimension, which of course we've been hearing about. And I'm going to talk about 6D up to 12D and above in other videos because I want to keep this as short as I can. Because it doesn't stop there. The fifth dimension, people think that that's just this end point. The fifth dimension is the start of the 0 point, heart vortex. The first dimension, we can think of this as God, source, creator. It's one. The oneness. What makes up this beingness? And this is what consciousness, God, creator, wanted to know, the universe. So what happens? It likes to split itself into smaller pieces so it can know itself from different perspectives of the whole. And this is how reality works. This is why you are living in a body right now, to experience from a perspective that's opposite of someone else. The creator is learning about itself through you and everyone. And this goes, again, like I said, infinitely to macrocosmic scales and infinitely to microcosmic scales. There's no stopping. Energy is contracting and expanding infinitely. When you're in 1D, it's all a matter of unity. There just is the beingness, but the beingness doesn't know itself. So it splits into two opposing forces, the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine. We have, they're essentially repulsing and attracting forces. 2D is also the level of the DNA. So this is the double helix, the two strands of DNA spiraling together. A 3D human exists completely in their ego, completely in their identity of them versus other. So what happens is we have now our thoughts, our decisions, our actions. Everything is motivated to do with me versus other, identity. And this is the whole 3D realm. This is what we can call the unconscious human. So it's pretty easy to look around. We can see these people everywhere. 4D is essentially an educational ground. 3D is being unconscious. 4D is separation consciousness. This is where Everything that was hidden is now folding open, being open for us to see. And they're being open because our chakras are opening up, and all these different distortions, these bends and folds, 2D folds in the energy field, the ego aspects, are all being unfolded, expanded into extremes for us to see them so we can make changes, because it becomes important. It becomes so important to make the changes as we transition from 4D to 5D, because they get so bad, so out of alignment. We've created so many different ego aspects, so many different knots in our field, blockages, all these different things you can call them, the shadow side, that now when we get to 4D, 4D is a transitionary period of healing all these things that were created, all these, you can also call them karma. In 4D, we are seeing the whole 3D matrix playing out. We might not see every single thing, but we're able to see a lot, so we can now make a decision of good versus bad, duality, to actually neutralize that back to just oneness. Now there is no bad, because you don't create that good and bad separation. The bad can't actually exist in the world. And this is how ascension works. This is how ascension changes the world. You know, when you talk about all these negative bad people, really they are showing source, the creator, the oneness, they're giving them just another perspective. So we can see how everything in the universe is just opposing perspectives on oneness. So when you're in the center, you can see everything. When you're on one side, a polarizing good or bad side, you're only going to see things from that perspective. We're the ones that have the program inside our energy field. All these different knots that actually pull toward us experiences in the outside world. So everything that you want to heal out there, and you blame out there as being the problem, all the bad people, all these different things, are only allowed to exist because you hold that energy in you. So you hold a dynamic. Maybe it's a victim mentality, maybe it's a fear. It could be anything, but these are all, again, ego aspects, two-dimensional vortexes, DNA that's been distorted, that needs to be, again, reversed back to perfection. When we align everything to perfection, every chakra lines up. Our entire lifestyle is different. This is now where we have unity consciousness. It's an actual energetic reality where we perceive now from the 0 point, from the 1, and that's the whole transition when we transition from 3D to 5D. This is why you don't really hear about how we're going to 4D. We hear, everyone talks about the 5th dimension, but that's because the 4th dimension is the healing. It's when we're healing the shadow. The shadow is just a separation. When we remove all the things, all the shadow side, all the distortions that aren't us, that aren't the truth, this is where we can realign ourselves on every level. Every chakra is a dimension. Every level, when we align everything, we become a strong pillar, which becomes a spinning torus field. This is, again, I'll talk about all these different things many times, but when we become a strong pillar of light, a torus field, imploding into the center in balance, and we reverse every chakra back into 0 point, so we align instead of having our energy moving forward and backwards through the 3D matrix. Instead, now we're able to be our own sovereign free being, separate from the 3D and 4D fear matrix that was created, that we created. You can blame it on all the outside people, but we just observe everything in the outside world because that's the mirror. We are now back into the one, but we have all this information about ourselves as the one. And this is what 5D is. Again, you go beyond this. Now we expand well beyond 5D through integrating and creating more intricate, more amazing timelines, infinite worlds in the 0 point. 0 point is just the beginning. That's 5D. It's just the beginning of the amazing magical ascension and oversoul embodiment that you will be going through. So remember back to what I said before, when we talked about the macrocosm of our universe and the microcosm. There's no end to it. When we start our ascension path, there's never a ceiling. We don't get to 5D and that's the end. We go well beyond that. 5D is just the beginning of the fun. This is where we connect back into our inner child, connect back into our truth, connect back into the middle of everything, where we have a complete perception now. When we're in 5D, we can now see the whole 4D realities, which is all the duality. We can watch it play out all around us, but do it from a neutral perspective. We stay out of it because when we hold our ground, when we hold our pillar of light, when we're in our consciousness stream, it's way more powerful than us attaching back onto these old duality realities that are essentially being shown to us because they're being dissolved. The neutral 0 point, your vortex, your spine, your heart, all your chakras lined up, you becoming the entire universe. Well, again, that's all building up to 12D. But you becoming the oneness, the unified field, it's an actual way of existing. And now we're able to see all the distortions, all the ego aspects playing out. This is where it starts getting fun because we're detached from that. We're staying in our own strength and shining our light. Instead of being a black hole, we're the star. And everyone else around us is having to level up. This is how we ascend the world, by ascending ourselves. So stay tuned for my other video I'm going to make very soon about the physics and the energies and the grids and what reality looks like. So if you like the video, please like it, please comment and share it with your friends, and of course subscribe and hit the bell. And we'll talk about lots more on Earth 1111. Thanks. Bye-bye.